G'day, g'day. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Um, Let me just turn down my music. Turn it down, not turn it off. Um, yeah. So, hope you guys are all having a good one. Man. So, what are we doing today? I think today, stream, I think, play games and do some modeling. I have some projects that I want to work on myself. Because I believe last stream, which was the last Saturday, and that was me doing some game maker stuff, which I haven't done. I haven't made any progress in, but I do have a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about. So, yeah. So I will say that in a minute. First off, okay. Jenga effects, right? I made a short. I've been making a couple shorts the past couple days. Don't expect much, okay? It's just I've had spare time and there's been something, coming up, maybe like, oh, this is new coming out. Oh, there's something interesting happening. I'll make a quick video. And then I end up doing that. But don't expect that too much from me. Ooh. But yeah, so Jenga effects. There was the Q4 2023 live stream. Sorry, I just got Ruben messaging me. It's just got a pop up that says this file does not have an app associated with it performing this action. Please install app, or if one is already installed, create an association in the default apps settings page. I'm just saying I would validate the files. If you have issues with launching something or something's not right, meow. There it goes. Man, this is so weird. It's whenever I start streaming, I get a bunch of messages. Ruben starts messaging me about something. Alright. I'm just got Ruben got tech issues. And then now I got Cody messaging me, who I haven't spoken to in a while, but just because I messaged him the other day ago about Starfield update coming out. We're gonna be in and out just because doing a bit of an edit. Gangster, edit. Fair. No, I was just messaging him because there was this big DLSS update. Obviously, I told you about this, but just in general to anybody who's interested, Starfield got massive update. It was a big one because I'm interested where it's. Hey, that's good. Does it work fully, or do any of the issues come up? Are there any? But yeah, big update with Starfield. Actually, I might relay this into the next You know, I was gonna be talking about what's it called, Django Fix, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I've got a bit of a. Whoa! I fucking hate that, dude. I muted the wrong thing, and then in that I suppressed my sneeze, and now I don't feel good. Oh, that was yuck. I want to yawn. Oh, dude. Oh, that was uncomfortable. I didn't. Amy! No. Oh, my schnozzies. Hold on. You menace. I'm gonna blow my nose. Alright. At least I muted the right. I did mute it! Thank you very much. Oh, my schnoggins. Anyway. Okay, so I'll talk about some other stuff in a minute, but Django Fix. I ended up watching that this morning. I didn't watch the. I'm gonna bring it up, but I'm not gonna share my screen for it. So I don't think I need to for this. I just need, you know, reference here. But yeah. So it was a good watch. If you guys are interested in, you know, the sort of stuff that I am interested in, it may interest you to check out the Django Fix, you know, Q4. Oh. Oh, that was. I have to. No! Mean. Sorry. Alright, yeah, we got one, Chief. If you guys are interested in the Q4 2020, I mean, if you guys are interested in, you know, the shit that I am, I'd highly recommend watching it. It was a good one. It was a bit under 2 hours. And, I mean, I would recommend checking out a lot of this stuff, but this one was pretty interesting. Like, it was a pretty, I'm just gonna mute desktop for a minute, just while I launch it. Okay. But it was pretty much... Oh, fuck. I'll share my screen. Ignore the stuff at the top of the screen. Like, he goes over... There was... If you guys keep up to date with it, it's not going to be anything like... it, you know, out of the blue that you probably wouldn't... I don't think there was anything that made me go, ooh, for too much of it. But there was a couple of things, you know. So, as I mentioned, Illusion. What is Illusion? They never showed it off. But they did give a hint to what it is. And realistically, what they gave us wasn't too much. It was really... It's going to be something that's heavily intertwined with the game, you know, with games and the game industry. And I'm very intrigued because they were extremely broad in their what they were describing it as, which honestly makes it hard to guess what it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, Render Engine was my original guess. Am I sure? Do I necessarily stick by it being a render engine? Potentially? As like a real-time render engine, maybe? I don't know. he said that it's something that he's wanted to do ever since the start of Django Fix. He goes over a lot of stuff, Nick Seaver, the CEO, so I would still definitely recommend watching it over, but, it was an interesting one. I was just sitting there watching it for like the remaining hour or so while he goes over some questions and stuff. And I'm just like, what could it be? And I honestly don't think I have a clue. I honestly, I think what he's actually said made it even more confusing for me to try figure out, because the way he said it, it potentially might not be a standalone application. You know, he said it was going to be very intertwined or something along the lines of it's going to be very intertwined with, you know, games and game engines and stuff. So does that mean that it might be a plugin? Then again, he says he also wants to stay far away from plugins, because, you know, with plugins, and if the, you know, you do an engine and then you have an engine, and if the fucking engine, you know, it's updates or like it's scrapped or something like that, then your thing is useless. And vice versa. Sometimes it just becomes something that people need to rely on with, you know, for example, 3ds Max, and, you know, got your Tyflow and shit. But I'm not sure. Like, so putting that in perspective, I don't think it's going to be a plugin, but I could see it. I don't know. When they say it's going to be really intertwined, Illusion, I don't know, dude. It's a... And the Illusion being illusion, it turns out, not illuminate, as my guess was going to be. Because illuminate could make sense. Illusion, or illusion, should I say. Yeah, I was talking it up with, I think, Amy last night, right? About what it could be. And I think everything that I, like, can think of has just been, like, fucking... pretty much, like, set down, you know what I mean? With what he was saying. Because at first I obviously thought of render engine, and it could still be a render engine, but... Because they have really good render engines, they just don't have, PBR at the moment, so... Once they get PBR going, then maybe it's an option, but... It's... I say that coming from GeoGen, by the way, and what they have with GeoGen already. But it's a tricky one. My next guess was because they stated illusion yesterday, I believe, and this was after, or this was like late, like this was after I recorded the video. They stated illusion. And then that really flipped what I had on his head, and I could still see it being a render engine, but I don't know. My next guess then, after getting the word of illusion, was when you think illusion, like, you know, what comes up? It's all these optical illusions, really. And then I'm like, what VFXy thing relates to illusion? And it's a tricky one. The only thing that I could think of that would give me this illusion-y vibe were two things, right? In regards to CG, or like, you know, VFXy stuff. Was one, Mandel bulbs, which, you know, check out my Mandelbulb 3D tutorial if you haven't already, and Mandelbulbs interest you. But outside of that, Mandelbulbs potentially? But sell out. What do you mean sell out? But then that doesn't also, to me, as like Mandelbulbs would be an awesome thing, but you already have, you know, Mandelbulb 3D, and which is really old, and I think could be do some updates. But then I don't think there's enough people interested in Mandelbulb, or Mandelbulbs, should I say, or Mandelbrots, or what, whatever. Um, so I don't think it would be that, but I think that would be something that would be a niche that hasn't really been explored too much. Because Mandelbulb 3D is the only standalone software that can do it. Otherwise, you have Houdini and Blender that can also do them. But that's a lot of math. You know what I mean? I've made one in Houdini, a lot of math. I made one in Blender, I believe, once. That was with Amy. That was better, but still not great. So Mandelbulb 3D is really the best way, in my opinion. But you kind of have to deal with it being an old platform and being restrictive, and you got pretty basic results you're getting out of it. Like with mine, this is about the best I could get out of it all, and that was with putting a bit of work into it. So, I don't know if I have my, not this one. I don't know if I do with my Mandelbulb in here that I made in Houdini. That was my Houdini Mandelbulb, or when I made it and everything. But anyway, so if it's not going to be that, I'm really lost on what it could be, and I'm not going to ponder over it too much until we get some more information. But I pretty much summarized everything that was really said about that, and maybe there's something that can come into your mind. I don't think it would be a bridge or anything like that. Something to do with game engines, I find it really tricky because I don't know what they mean by that. Like, there could be a lot of things in that regard. Like, is it a product that makes something, or does it not make something? And I think that's the biggest thing that I need to know for me to come up with some more ideas, because from what we know, they never have stated that it makes anything. They've just stated that it works intertwined with game engines. So, it's a tricky one, but otherwise, they fuck me. They just talk about the that Vector Ray Gen is being discontinued, or has been discontinued as of 22nd or 23rd for us. They show off what Vector Ray Gen was, but it's fully. They show off the new collisions, which if you're interested in imaging, you would know about this already. The new ones are significantly better. They actually fucking collide and work, as you can see, so that's good. They talk about a lot of stuff, but one thing that I'm working on is trying to recreate this, though. They have this. I was trying to recreate it because I'm like, oh, I feel like I could do this a little bit better. Not like better, but I would, if it was me, I would do it a little bit different. I just realized I think they have the exact same fucking model that I got as well. Is it the same one? Let's see. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Is it? It doesn't. But that is the same model. The reason it doesn't work is because I was on. You need the 1.1 to get it to work. This is about as far as I could get with. I put about 15 minutes into it because I had other shit to get done, but I sort of wanted to get it started to see. I was thinking about streaming myself working on this, but I'm not sure if I will. Maybe I might at some point, but I'm waiting for that to load because it's not the version I usually use. They just talked about Liquid Gen. Liquid Gen looks insane. They actually have denoising now, and it's like really, really fucking good denoising. So there's actually exports now in terms of like you can record, but they have actual denoising. Like this is, denoised. It's really good. Like it could do with improvements. Like there is definitely things that could be improved about it. But if you guys have used any other, program, oh, Red Dead Redemption, Ruben. Don't know if Ruben's still here. They also have real-time caustics, which look fucking insane. But I mean, for example, like, you know how, man, sorry, you hop into something like Blender, for example. This was my fabric that I was working on. I don't know how it looks actually. Yeah, it's Red Dead Redemption launches. Weird. I'd still be checking the drives. Now you may be like, wow, he doesn't shoot very far. Shut the fuck up. No. It's starting to piss me the fuck off because I think I found limits within the program where if I pump up the strength too much, I don't know if it's going to do it. Yeah, it fucks up the thing. So it's a case of trying to find the best in between of having it push while also retaining its volume. See, there it retains itself, but... And then I mixed up a bunch of the fuel and stuff like that. Like, what's this looking like? It's really hard to find a good, like, because as soon as I start increasing this, you can see it cutting out. Yeah, it just collapses it. So it's not a case of... It's really something that I struggle to, you know, find the... This is where I fucking ran into my issues, honestly. I'm not sure how I really want to be doing this. Because at least he's like shooting fire, and ignore the colors, right? I haven't imported my colors that I would usually use. So, emission gradient could work actually. That's not bad. I just need to stop that stepping. Ooh, that's good. That's good. It's got a little bit of fucking stepping though. Ah, that looks sick. Okay, well that's fucking good. Alright, well can I just adjust these actually? I don't know how this is running on your guys' end, but 300, 400, 400. Yeah. Can I, oh, is that water? It's not water. You nerd. Add some more line force though to it? No, and you run into the issue of it. Okay, if I go like this. I think we need the repel strength. This... I need to push this back, because otherwise it doesn't have enough time to reset everything. What did I do? It's not bad. I don't know if my computer would be able to run it. Let me see. 200, bro, for 2 times. Ignore the colors, I put a really... The 2 IC, oh really? That's pretty cool. And then bow, yeah, exactly. Show them who's boss. Oh! Damn, that's a lot of fire. By dissipation, is that dissipate it quicker? I think he's just breathing too much, hold on. Now I just gotta fine tune it to reduce the flames. No, dude, it's a tricky one. Some vortices. Yeah, not bad. It's more just like, oh, force tightness. It's kind of cool though. I don't really know with a lot of this stuff, hey? Is it hollow? Just getting that to look good as a bit of a joke. What's the flames are capping out there? It's irrelevant because if I expose it, import. Let me see what I find. Where the fuck the normal shit is. program files, right? I'd assume. J, J, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. C, D, E, F, G. That's the normal program files. Here we go. I assume that this would be it all. Gradients. Hopping in default. I just didn't think this would look too good. I don't have it plugged in. Not bad. It's not great either. First making fire, making fire. That's really bad. Where's it getting the yellow from? Might just be the shaping that's fucking... That looks really underblown. Might get something looking a bit better there. Why is the fucking... This is interacting fucking weirdly. So smoke's turned fucking orange now. Well, fucking who knows what reason. The flame contribution artists. Yeah. I don't know, it's something I have to play with. No, I'm not going to model a Mogus. What was I going to do in Blender? I can't remember. Oh, fuck, I remember. Well, regardless, it's moved on, so... Geogen, they don't show off anything interesting. I actually don't think what they showed off was particularly great either. I mean... Some of these are decent. I think they did something interesting with the... Is Geogen open? Oh, there's an EXE for Geogen now. That must have been the one that I missed. It's what? I mean, even then, I feel like I've made some that are starting to look almost closer to what they were doing. And there's a couple other ones, so I think potentially I'm hoping they pump out some nice looking ones. But what have I done? My projects don't come in here. I'm also not logged in for fucking who knows what reason. Oh, I've done a lot. I mean, I think I've gone over a lot of these, but... this is 2K. This would be... I think 4K was fine at a distance, I believe. I don't think I could run it at 16K. I don't think I ever posted this on this. Your Red Dead was stretched over 2 screens. Yeah, when I started Red Dead, I think I had the same issue as well. Yeah, it's rather annoying. But yeah, I think because I think it set mine to be 4K, I believe. I'm not sure if it's because I have the 4K monitor, but kind of annoying. Anyway, what else? That was it. I was just talking for the remaining. So that was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave the breather thing until 1.1 actually releases, and it's gonna be a bit more refined. Because I think the follow line force wasn't interacting the same way as most line forces were. I think I can't be able to relaunching it, but I had another one that I had at, I think, a push of about 11 or so in comparison to like the 200, and it was actually pushing. So it just seemed a bit more consistent. So I'm probably gonna leave that one. But what else? I have picked up Gaia Professional, so I think I mentioned this a while ago. So you have the tab open here, but Gaia pre-orders. Move away. I need to use more Gaia, but still got assessments. Couldn't find where to buy Gaia. It's still available. That's what I was going to tell you. So Gaia is still available. It's 20% off. If you click, you can just pre-order it here. You can, I think, I don't know where else. I think potentially over here you can pre-order it. If you go here, maybe not. I'm not sure. If you click buy, would that take you there? No, that takes you straight there. Okay, I don't know. I think it could be a bit more obvious than clicking that, but regardless. Pre-orders here. Now I'm a new user. Well, not really. I have both editions now. You can pick up Gaia Indie and 99 USD, popping in the promotional, Gaia 20 will make it down to 130 New Zealand, which is, you're getting Gaia 1.0 and Gaia 2.0 when released for the price of cheaper than Gaia natively is. So that's pretty worth it. Yeah. If it was 40% off, that would be even cooler, but I figured, I think it's still fine enough for me to splurge and get Professional. Professional wasn't too bad. I think it was, because, with the thing, it's, Gaia 20. I think there's another promotional code you can do, which also does the 20% off, but it says to just use this one if you have it. It was 260 or so. India. I would say two things. If you are, there's a couple of things I needed to show you actually that I've also purchased that you might be interested in. Ribbon that is. So I think for you, I would get the indie. And for me, I didn't know whether to get the indie or the professional. I think, but I don't necessarily think that it necessarily. The way that I looked at it was, if you get the indie, no loss. You get the professional, no loss. It's just more expensive. Is it worth paying the extra $100 for those extra features? I don't know. The way that I chalked it up was, it's technically, I think if this was your only terrain software that you're ever planning on getting, and this was just going to be it, then maybe I would say professional would be the way to go. But considering you already have the GeoGen and stuff, and once that, starts kicking in a bit better, I think that just would refine it all. So having professional, you can effectively do double the resolution. You can do 8K resolution naturally, which I fucked up. I didn't render. I was working on my Lush Mountain, which I've shown plenty of times here. The issue, obviously, with this is it's all CPU, so I'm glad I have a decent CPU, but I could definitely do with some more GPU, some more RAM, I should say. I have 32 gigs, which is arguably the only thing that and so obviously, you know, I got this, and I was, oh, a minute. Let me remember these controls here. Okay, here we go. Obviously, you know, it's nice and fancy and whatnot. I was trying to do a render at 8K, or not a render, set the resolution to 8K and just fuck around with it at that. I had everything turned off apart from the normal map, and if you just have the color map, you can see what you're doing. If you have just the height map, you can definitely see what you're doing. I only had the normal map, and well, there's not much that you can see with what you're doing. I have it, I believe, in my E drive. ABC Gaia. I believe it was this one. And I have Gaia Export, and this will be massive. Yeah, fucking almost a gigabyte itself. I can't show that. Takes a minute because it's XR. So what I would say is so you get some like insane detail out of it, like, you know, it's always gonna be insane. It's fucking 8K, right? That's pretty damn good. But you can't really read too much. I have some interest in Gaia, but also interest in a couple other games with a massive sales here. I think it depends on your thing. If you have other things you have planned, just get the fucking indie. You can always upgrade to professional later, and you don't have to rebuy it. It's just an upgrade. So I would say that would probably be the best way to go if I were you. I do also want to say, if it interested you, there's the 30% off JangoFX if you wanted to get the suite. That's now's probably the best time. Also, so the thing with getting, and obviously, like, you have the thing, so maybe it's worth, maybe not worth for you. But if you have I don't want to show too much because I think it's more my private stuff, but yeah, it's quite a lot of money, but if you get it now, the maintenance will be 190 USD. And now I'm gonna hide this because this is all my like personal personal maintenance. I'm not sure if it's gonna be 190. It might be less than that. Oh, I'm not fucking sure what my maintenance is actually, because that's obviously 190 USD. And mine's NZD. And that's with the 15% tax and shit. Let me see. Yeah, I would say it'd be similar pricing to mine. As soon as they introduce Geogen and Liquidgen, the maintenance is going to go up. So if you buy it now, then you only ever have to pay 190 equivalent in terms of maintenance. If you buy it in the future, your maintenance will cost more and the base will cost more. But that's not something, like, if it's not like you're fine with educational now, then I would probably go out of my way to buy it. But when those start coming in, I would look at it. If it interested you. I got FL Studio. I got the Producer edition. It wasn't too badly priced. Still quite expensive. I got Producer because there's also the Fruity edition, for those of you who don't know. Don't get the Fruity edition, I've heard it's terrible. I got this because you got games, you know, we make games. What the fuck is the point in, you know, paying and then getting fucking half-baked shit? You know, if you have the Fruity edition, you effectively are lacking everything that you'd need. Like, there's no audio clips or something like that. Oh no, there's limited now and there's stuff like that. It's very limiting. So Producer gives you pretty much everything you'd need. Signature has a couple extra things that are nicer, and some small stuff like that. You can play videos if you want to match videos and stuff. But I got FL Studio intro just because we're making indie titles. If there's ever a time we need music and I have enough time to study and make something, fucking genius, right? If not, then it sucks. But also, the one upside is, let me bring it up. Do they state it? Not here. Oh yeah, purchase includes lifetime free updates, same as what ZBrush used to be while it was good. No maintenance, so it's a buy once and forget. Okay, you ever need it in the future? You know what I mean? And I have a bit of money saved up for these sorts of purchases, exclusively for these sorts of purchases. That's pretty cheap, regardless. Not worth it for me. So I was like, you know, making my own games when I have enough time, you know, when I'm making my own personal games outside of class and stuff like that, and I want music and I'm not wanting to download music, I can fucking study and make shit actually, like, coherent and fucking, you know, match each other. That's just overall going to be fucking a pro for me. And there's a couple of things I want to fuck around with just for fun, that the free version of FL Studio can't fucking do because you can't, save. You can save, but you can't open save projects, so it's pretty useless in that regard. So it was something that benefited me both for indie as a what's it called, a you know, investment, but also helped because I was like wanting to fuck around with it anyway. So there's that. What else did I get? Oh yeah, ended up getting Marmoset Hexels. This is something that I was going to talk to you about and that might interest you. I'm not sure. Oh, two things. What the fuck is going on here? You already know about one of them. Game Maker is fucking pulled a big one. Is it gonna come up? So Game Maker finally, you know, you can buy the Professional, which I own the Professional. I got it through the Yo-Yo website because I ran into the thing of if I buy the Professional on Steam, how does it link to my account? Does it only link to my Steam account, or does it link to the account that I use for Game Maker? And that's where, you know, if something happens to my Steam account, that's something I don't really want to lose. So I just bought it through there. But otherwise, in my opinion, it's worth it. It's 150 almost New Zealand dollars, but that's like forever. This is perpetual. Never have to buy it again, supposedly. And you can export it with stuff. So in next year, you know, if we need to export games and stuff like that, and we're putting on itch or something like that, and we end up using this, you can put it on there. Otherwise, it's non-commercial, which means you can't put it on itch even if it's free. I believe. So and I like Game Maker. At the moment, it's probably my favorite over Unity and Unreal. Even though I like 3D more. So, it's just very easy to use. So, yeah, for me, it was a no-brainer, and I think it's something that just makes sense, especially, you know. They also did something really good, which unfortunately we couldn't make the most of, you and me, Ruben, but there's, if you'd already purchased like monthly subscriptions for Game Maker, that goes towards or even pays completely the Professional full license perpetual. Like if you'd paid, you know, the $142 of subscriptions, you would get it for free. Or if you only paid, let's say $50, then it would be, you know, $50 off of that. So it'd be, you know, fucking like 90 something dollars or whatever. So that was really good. But otherwise, it seems you don't have to fuck around with the shitty, I mean, you know how everyone's like, ooh, I hate this, how, I don't know if that's going to, there we go, it does launch. I think you know about the old, when it launches, I need to refill my drink bottle because it's getting empty, but, how you always had to be, you're always stuck with, oh, there was a test. I don't know where the test branch is, but now I think everybody has access to, like, launching on Windows, I believe. So, you know, it was always fine. So that's good. The other and final software that I purchased was Marmoset Hexels, which is very similar to... This was actually a really good price. It was $35. And it's something that I've been wanting since, obviously, the 2D thing, the 2D assessment that we were doing, where they're like, you can do isometric things. I'm like, oh, this software looks like it fit, because the only issue with isometric for me was setting it up, because it never fucking worked when I set it up. Oh, that looks fancy. Anyway, no, we don't need to, no. So this just sets up, you know, if you want to do, like, for example, Trexels, you know, it's already set up for you. So you can do isometric shit from the fucking get-go. And this is like a really good setup. Like, you've got access. Do you want to be doing Trexels? You got big Trexels, you know, there's 1080p. You can do obviously smaller Trexels, so this is just a bit, you know, more pixely, I guess. Less smooth. What is this? Exels? Oh, Exels is interesting, so that's where you can do all your boxes and shit. Well, that's cool. You get some fancy shit going with this. What else? You got your Hexels, a lot of Hexels. This would be really cool for doing something like Catan maps, if you guys know Catan maps. So, there's that. I believe it's Catan that I'm thinking of. Voronoi, which is just interesting. I don't really know much of a use of Voronoi myself, but yeah, there's lots of interesting stuff. I'm getting to the good shit though. So this is already good as is. Houndstooth? I didn't see this. But this is cool. I don't know why the fuck you'd want that, but the more the fucking merrier, right? You got half-tone circles, which is nice. So that's cool circles, and there's cool glow effect and stuff. You can turn off the glow, I believe. But, oh, that's cool. So they actually build up. That's actually fucking cool. I never fucked around with this. So you start off with small circles, and then they get bigger. Ooh! That's cool! Oh, I can already picture shit in my head that's really cool along those lines. And then you got some cool as groovy Voronoi. Which I think is also fucking weird. But, you know, the more the merrier. And here's where it gets good, Ruben. And why I solely think this was worth purchasing. You have got fucking pixels. Aseprite, dude. This is, you know, I can go with Aseprite. Now, what was it? Turn the opacity up and it's not fucking like, you know, those half tones. You've got a whole as, you know, this shit. I don't think, you know, as some of these you can't do. So it works the same, you know, as your thing. Oopsies. So this is good. You can change your pixels here. Pixels resolution. Don't know. I don't think that does much at this resolution standard. But regardless, this is very, very good. For the one reason that makes me believe that there's one thing. Okay, you may be like, in my opinion, Aseprite is still a smoother experience and easy to, you know, get started and use. But there is one fucking thing that makes me go, ooh, this is really good. Timeline. For those of you who have seen my fucking rant, I believe I streamed it. If we go like this, add some more, you know, well, let me just fucking draw what I want to draw and then we can scrap it. For example, you're doing a cool swirl animation. Let's just say and you got some fancy swirls. I don't know. I don't know. So you got your fancy swirl is gonna look hella jank, but regardless, you got your fancy swirl, for example. Ooh, I want to add a keyframe in between. I believe this will work. Oh. Okay, wait, no, that's not it. Sorry, I should probably press the right one for this. Bam! We can update it. It adds it in between. It still works normally. Oh my gosh. That's already a whole lot fucking better. So, fucking around with the timeline is a trillion times better than Aseprite. So if you want to do animations, Hexels, Mama said Hexels, worth it. Okay? I don't think Aseprite is particularly good for animating in. It's decent, but it has its fucking downside. That was, to me, it doesn't sound like a game changer, but for me that's a game changer. Because the insufferability of animating that stupid loop, right, of starting with 5 frames, then having to remake a lot of those frames until I got to 20 frames, was so insufferable. So I decided to, I think that was 100% worth it for it itself. I also picked up Firewitch, which I'm going to be playing. Firewitch was only $5, so if you guys are interested in it, I recommend picking it up. It's like a 5-hour game, so $5 for a 5-hour game. That's apparently fucking mint. I don't know what the reviews are like. Probably really good, I'd assume. Yeah, pretty damn fucking positive. So yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I need to refill my drink bottle. I'm just gonna turn up the music while I'm right back. I see a message. Let me just turn down my music. Oops. I adverse to. Oh, actually, let me go here. Adverse to how you usually would expect from me, Ruben. I'm quite relaxed this sale. I'm not actually buying really anything. I don't think outside of I think Firewatch at this point in time is probably going to be the only thing I'm going to be buying. I spent a lot of money on the other shit though, so I can't say much. But if I wanted to buy more games, you know, my brain would probably get me to buy more games. But I don't think I'm going to. There might be like 1 or 2 things that maybe pop in and I'm like, ooh, these might be good. I also need to get the Humble Bundle, just because I want to retain this shit. And there was one game that did interest me, that I think is already probably worth buying the bundle for anyway, so it was that Hard Surface, or not Hard Surface, you know, the fucking space one that I showed off. But yeah, so you want to get, Jesus. I'd be intrigued to know what indie games you're looking at, but so you're looking at Fort Solis. What am I searching by? I'm searching for price. I believe that was like $40 or something, wasn't it? Lies of P. Yeah, Lies of P interests me. I don't think I was talking to somebody about Lies of P. I think I was talking to Amy last night about Lies of P. She's just like, I think I was talking to her about something. Maybe I was talking about our conversation about Lies of P. The other day ago, and or something like that. Somehow Liza P got no. That's what it was. We're filling out the Steam, what we believe, you know, Cheaper on CD? Yeah, probably. Liza P, I said to her, I don't think is... to me, because she's like, oh, should I get Liza P? Liza P looks like a cool game. I don't know if she was 100% actually interested in buying it, but more, you know, had the interest and was just like, you know, was, I guess, evaluating the worth of it. I'm like, I don't know. I could be wrong with this. I said, in my opinion, if you want to start off with something like Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, here's something, okay, I'm going to tell you guys, and I don't think this is too controversial, but maybe it is. It's actually decent. Oh, I know Liza P is decent. I think I voted in either this Steam thing, or I voted in it in the Game of the Year awards. I do think it's good, and I did say it was good. I think, for me, it's going to be wrong. Wrong's not the thing. This is an opinion, so... and I don't think this is a particularly crazy one. I think if you're interested in getting a game and you're reluctant or you are really heavily debating it. So, for example, The Witcher, right? If you ask me, what Witcher game, you know, you're interested in The Witcher and you want to get into The Witcher, what game should you play? The first game? The second game? Or the third game? The fucking third game, okay? Because I believe, to an extent, depending on the level of how things go, you should... I think, technically, depending on especially the lore, though, if the lore is extremely continuous... Now, the lore in these games are continuous, but I don't think you lose anything by starting off The Witcher. I started off in The Witcher 3, and I think a lot of people did. Honestly, most people did, because The Witcher wasn't amazingly popular before The Witcher 3. But it's one of those things where I'm like, play the fucking best one, and if you like the best one, then maybe the first two are going to interest you. But the thing I always hate is when you go and you want to get into a series, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I should play it, you know, lore-wise. So you play the first game in the series, and it's fucking old, and it feels like wank, right? And it's like, oh, I hate this game. I've completely burnt out and lost all fucking interest in playing the best ones, right? You know, getting up to the good ones, right? And it's like, oh, you know what I mean? And that's not at all, you know, Liza P. I don't think Liza P is wank. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a really good game. But I also... Sometimes I think you need something forgiving. I don't know how forgiving Liza P is, but I do think if you're getting into something like Souls likes and shit like that, I do know of the ones that I've played, Armored Core is a pretty forgiving one for the first 5 hours, and then you're gonna shit your pants and then fucking cry. And then but Elden Ring is really forgiving because you're not restricted to fight any bosses. You're not restricted to fight anybody. You can pretty much skip almost everybody. So it's a case of if you feel like you're struggling, you can just like not verse any bosses and just like grind fucking, you know, mobs until you get better. Yeah, fair. So for me, I recommend Elden Ring. If it's your first one and you're not like certain you're going to enjoy it and you're not like 100% willing, I think Elden Ring's the one to go for. Simply because Elden Ring is like one of the best games of all time. Fact, right? This is a very good game, right? You know, it's fucking, you know, very forgiving in its own regard. There's also mods for easier mode, so you're not restricted to having to fucking grind resources like all hell just to get fucking anything, stuff like that. So there's not, you can make it very, you know, forgiving, and that's something that I think is important because there's been, you still think God of War should have won? Fair enough. I still don't think God of War innovated anything. And compared to how fucking amazing Elden Ring did. There's still games, like Souls-like wouldn't be as popular as it is now without Elden Ring's massive thing. I don't think Liza P would be as popular, and I don't think all these other games would be. Due to it, so I think it was extremely important for that. That's the thing. Okay, this might be a hot topic. And, you know, it's still a very good game, but I still think of the two, that's still better, in my opinion. Game of the Year. If we look at the Game of the Year nominees, can I just, like, mention the issue that I have with these, right? Third of the series. Fucking how many Spider-Man games have there been out? Fourth of the series. 200 plus Super Mario fucking games, right? How many Zelda games have released? None of these are new. This is Alan Wake 2. If anything, I would say Alan Wake 2 would be the closest of being a new game, A, because it's the fucking second game of its series, but also how many people have really played Alan Wake 1? And I guess you could say the same could be said with Baldur's Gate as well, but like, a lot of these games, this is my issue. I think something that would be cool is if in these games of the years, I'm just gonna turn on my fan, is if there's something that's actually new. Because it's like, this isn't the case, right? This isn't the what just fucking fell off? Was that my phone? No, my phone's there, but I don't hear that if it's not my phone. It's like, hello, sorry, I was pressing time and not the thing. I think there should be like at least one game in the Game of the Year things that is a new game. It's like FIFA or Call of Duty becoming a nominee, or once again Mario, shit like that, right? How many COD games have been out, right? How many fucking, these games? Yeah, it's completely awesome that these guys are, hella refined and they are effectively in their niche, and well, maybe they have created their niche, right? But if, you got Super Mario, it's like nominated each fucking time it's, there's a new Mario fucking game, right? Tears of the Kingdom Zelda, right? That's nominated and sometimes wins fucking each time it fucking does its shit, right? If it's not, a Marvel, it's one of those fucking PlayStation games and so forth, right? I think, how many times has Resident Evil been nominated? I believe 2 must have won something, or maybe not Game of the Year, but it was, I would assume 2, because 2 is better than 4, I think most people agree with, so. Remake 2, that is. So, maybe this is a hot topic, maybe it's not. I think there should be, new shit here, which encourages new people to fucking get into these things, because, why should it all be these games that have been hella refined? Now, granted, how refined is, Baldur's Gate 3 in comparison to, for example, Marvel and fucking, because it's a AA studio and shit like that. Same with, I would assume, Alan Wake is AA, but Capcom's fucking massive, Nintendo fucking massive, right? And for fucking both of these. Insomniac fucking massive, and these guys have been pumping out games for how long now? And it's just, a lot of the same stuff. Congratulations, we got 2 fucking AA things. That's really good, right? But honestly, I think we also need, like, new games on here. Like, Liza P, I believe, should. Or maybe, arguably, maybe Hogwarts. I'm not sure. Hogwarts is a bit too controversial. But at least there's a new game of its series. I still am pretty happy, though, that Hogwarts didn't get on. Because half of its carry was the fact that it's a Harry Potter game. The game wouldn't be as good if it wasn't a Harry Potter game, right? But if you like Harry Potter, you're gonna fucking love the game. If you don't like Harry Potter, it's just an average game. But it's nothing great, right? From somebody who's not, like, a die-hard Harry Potter fan, it's a pretty average game, and I think I've talked about it a couple times. I'm not sure about if on stream or not, but overall, it's a pretty average game, and there are gripes that I have with it that make it, that separate it from being a good game. Doesn't mean I think it's a bad game either. It's just very average. But, once again, I think, that you just kind of, I don't know. It's just, if games that are like multiple games in a series keeps winning, right? Or it keeps being the only things that are nominated, then why the fuck even bother? You know what I mean? It's just games that, it's like a fucking, I don't know, the next fucking who knows what. Unless it's like something that really deserves it. I think something like, HAL, sure. I don't know. No. Red Dead Redemption, right? Fucking amazing game, right? A lot of those fucking Rockstar games are fucking amazing. I think those are so, you know, big, so I guess innovative. Like they, without, GTA 5, a lot of games would be very different. Can I just say, Um, once again, without The Witcher, stuff wouldn't be as big. I mean, a lot of, what what's it called is the Ubisoft RPG Assassin's Creed ones. Those are heavily, as a result of fucking The Witcher, and a lot of people say that. So a lot of these games influence, and I think influencing is good, and I think, for example, that's a good reason why Baldur's Gate 3 is on here. I think Baldur's Gate, this is a bit of a very hot topic, but Baldur's Gate 3 is a decent game, I believe. I think the game itself is pretty decent. I think the amount of story that they managed to fit and how it intertwines with the gameplay is fucking amazing. Okay, I think the game itself is decent, and I think also it wouldn't be, if it didn't launch as insane as it did, I don't think it would be anywhere near as popular as it is. But it was a combination of those three things that made it as popular and so big and stuff like that. It was a good launch, yeah. But credit where credit's due, their story shit is insane. But outside of that, like, the combat is very, you have to, like, turn-based. The story is still really amazing. Like, how much fucking story is in there? I had to do a bit of writing on that. There's so much. There's like 140 hours of cutscenes or something insane like that. So, good on them. That's insane. Stuff like that. Alan Wake's pretty good, but Marvel Spider-Man 2, does it innovate? Does it do anything different? No, it's got really a bigger map. It's got, now you got two characters. You got, I mean, the graphics look good, stuff like that, but it's more of and less, a lot of the same. It's just a refined product. Resident Evil 4, fucking, can we specify remake, right? They've remade, 1, 2, well, I think they've done 1, but 2, 3, hello there. You got Village, stuff like that. You've got also like 6 or 7 or 8, I think it's 8, already Resident Evil games. I think Resident Evil Village is the 8th game, so, that's kind of more or less fucking the same fucking thing, right? Mario Brothers World, I don't need to say fucking 200 game Super Mario. Yeah, I remember you. Were you the person that I was talking to when I was talking about my idol game? There's somebody there, and I think it was you, but I could be wrong. That could have been somebody else. But yeah, 200 plus Super Mario games. That's kind of, yeah. I think you get to a point like that when it's like, maybe you shouldn't be, game of the year each fucking time, because maybe you're coming out with a good game, but if you have like, let's say you have, how many is this, like 2, 4, 6, you have 6, and it's 6 extremely big studios that have made 200 plus games each, and they're all the exact same game except with a slight change, right, each time, and they are always getting game of the year because they're just that refined. I don't think that should be the case, and that's why I don't think this should be the case, because if you made 200 plus games, yeah, of the same fucking one, should I say, all you're doing is just refining. That's all it is. You're not innovating, you're not doing anything different. None of these games I don't think innovated anything. Potentially Baldur's Gate, not really. The only innovation thing that I think, a lot of people give a lot of credit where credit isn't due for Baldur's Gate 3. I think there's a lot of things that it does get credit for with things, but a lot of people make up things that aren't necessarily true. Like, a lot of people say, wow, this is like so innovative, it's so crazy, it's, stuff like that. No, they've made 2 games before. It's more or less the same. Like, you go back to 1990s, right? All turn-based fucking RPGs, dude. Open world turn-based RPGs, all of these. I was fucking even playing fucking the original Fallout, which is effectively very similar in its own regard. So it's nothing new. They're just bringing back what used to be, the shit. And the only thing that really innovated with it was it innovated going back to the fucking good launches. Outside of that, it wasn't there wasn't anything, you know, it has insane story shit, but outside of that, that's not anything innovative. That's just, they've done it well. So, yeah, that's my hot take on that, but none of these games were innovative, none of these were games for anything crazy, it was just refinements, really. Alan Wake was pretty insane, though, so I give them credit for that, but, stuff like that. Anyway, hopping on the Steam, what did I give? So game of the year, as always, I'll give it fucking Baldur's Gate 3. I have hot topics, but I still think it deserves game of the year. I had no clue what to do with this. I was tempted to give it to F1, but then F1 is like such a side focus for a VR game, and I don't want to give it that for it being a side thing. It's not including the stuff from TV. No! I only got Firewatch, which I'd recommend getting. It's $5. Labor of Love, The Witcher. At first I was like, why the fuck is Cyberpunk? But then Cyberpunk... this was a funny story. So I was talking to Amy about this. It's like Labor of Love with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's not an option. Cyberpunk won last year, and the same game can't win it again. Send through. Alright, bit. And then it was a case of like, oh, why can't you, you know, I was wondering why. And then it's like, it turns out that they got it last year, and, you know, last year it had some pretty good Labor of Love. I think that was the 1.6, and that was insane update. But then this year, I think it deserves Labor of Love more than last year. But fucking what difference does it make? Because they came out with the fucking expansion. They came with 2.0. Shit's fucking insane now. And I still get annoyed with everybody going about how great Cyberpunk is and how it was always been great and how fucking, you know, yada yada this, yada yada that, and how they've always loved the game and that fucking... That's one thing I dislike when you stuck with a game, even though people are like shitting on and saying it's the worst thing ever and that nobody should ever like this game, that you should, you know, people are like fucking calling people stupid for liking the game. And I stuck through it, I found it always good. And now people are on the bandwagon of it being the best game ever and haha, Starfield sucks. You should compare it to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was so much better. Like, yeah, but you're the same fucking person that said it was shit! Okay, you said the game was shit, nobody even wants to play Cyberpunk, this shit game! The game never changed in Cyberpunk, they just fixed the issues that they had, you know, and they added to it. So, it wasn't like the story is, what hasn't been fundamentally changed, it's always been the same the whole way. So, that's why I always fucking, that's what annoys me, because it's like, you know, you didn't give it credit before where credit was still due. Game was buggy as shit. The story was still the same, you know? Stuff like that. So I'm giving it to The Witcher. Witcher came out with some... I think it was technically last year, but I don't know, sort of this year. There's been some good stuff with that, so pretty happy. I think Witcher's still an amazing game, so... Holds up well. Sorry, just looking at some stuff. Best game on Steam Deck. I struggled to figure out, but Dredge is fucking mint. Would recommend that. You did Firewatch, nice. Nordic Adventure, interesting. Is that Remnant? No, Brandel. Interesting. Hello, Haradas of Life. We're just chatting about some games and stuff. I'm not making anything yet. Fort Solus, nice. Broforce. I'm sure you probably won't mind if I bring this up. So you got, you know, Raft, pretty decent. Dredge, fucking recommend for those of you who don't have it. Doom Eternal, would recommend it. It's a good game. I couldn't necessarily get into Doom Eternal mainly because trying to figure out how to get into different levels was kind of really tricky for me. I can't be bothered watching a tutorial, so I just haven't really played it too much since, but it's a very good game. Day of the Dive is good, great for Steam Deck. Fort Solus is pretty decent. Broforce, I mean, that's good, right? That's roguelike, I believe. Yeah, that's a good point. How long has it been that you could only see my face? Leapfrog, can you stop spamming? Alright, okay, well, you're gonna get fucking... Ruben, would you mind? Fucking... like 20. Homie, you are getting... stopped. Thank you, Ruben. You got there before me. The annoying thing is that you can't fucking do it on fucking... Oh, that's really annoying. on here. Okay, so I've been trying to show you guys something for like the last fucking how long, and you guys couldn't fucking see me because I forgot to show my fucking screen. Fun. Okay, here's not even a fucking hot topic. This is just something that's really annoying. Dave the fucking Diver is owned, like the dev team is, it's published by, developed by many things. It's fully owned by Nexon. They get paid, and they openly say we are not indie at all. But they keep getting, you know, things for indie because pixel art means indie. No, they get paid bank by Nexon, and Nexon is not indie at all. You know, so it's horse shit that it's and if it wins indie game of the year in the game of the year awards, horse shit. Horse shit, okay? Because it's not indie. It's like fucking, I don't know. No, Dave the Dive is very good. Very good game. It's, a lot of people say it's the best fucking Steam Deck game, and I would highly recommend it as well. Not bad at all. It's just, it's not an indie game, but it always gets, you know, it's always, you know, you can always award it as best indie game, and it's not indie at all. Okay, I want to, that's extremely important for me to preface. It's not indie. Don't look at it as an indie game. They get paid a lot of money. There was no worries, I guess, for them in that regard in terms of money. You know, they had no issues with that because they're owned by a thing. But it's pixel art. So if you want indie games, vote fucking Dredge, okay? Dredge is the indie game, and it's good, and I'd recommend it, and a lot of people would, and it's very good. So, yeah. But, so... did I hit it open? Back on your thing. Okay, one quick thing that I want to ask you, because for the Nordic Adventure, was that for Spirit of the North? I believe that was free on Epic, and I'm not sure if you picked it up. One thing I'm going to quickly check though is... Oh, no, I think I do have the meta, the free Unreal shit, but, no, I have to get it for Bramble. Oh, you want Bramble? Okay, well, I have heard that, meta, fucking, not meta, the, Spirit of the North is also good, so... Jarvi told me it was good because she likes foxes, so she picked it up for that. Oh, not a bad thing, dude. It's worth it for, Is Epic actually... Are there any fancy sales they're doing for this autumn? Probably not. I don't believe I have these. Yeah, quite expensive. Firewatch I've heard is good, and that I purchased that, so we'll have to see how good it is, but I have high hopes. Otherwise, I don't think any of these games are. These games are pretty solid thing. Raft, I think I can't remember what. I've played Raft in some form. I'm not sure how I played it. All I know is that I've played it before for a bit. It wasn't bad. I think I played mobile. If it was mobile, it was on mobile. If it wasn't mobile, I don't know how the fuck I managed to play it then. I think I might have had a version some point ages ago then if it wasn't a mobile version. Either way, Ralph seems pretty interesting. If you have somebody to play with, then it's good. If not, then if it interests you, it's probably still something interesting. Dredge, fucking recommend. You know, Doom, recommend. Dave, recommend. Forza, not sure. I haven't played. I haven't looked enough into it, but Broforce is good. Heard good things. Haven't heard much about Bramble. I didn't know Bramble though. So I find it cursed with the Apple logo. Which one's that? And Firewatch. Can I say, Apple, I was talking to a friend about this actually the other day ago. Apple, I don't want to, okay, I got two things I want to talk about dev related next. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I just saw that, yeah. That is a bit cursed. Well, I think the funniest thing is that there's some that don't. But, Apple stated, so, let me see if I can bring it up. I don't like quoting shit where I'm not truthful, but, because I'm gonna bring up that. Where is it? Here we go. Click, open, hello. Okay, I'm not going to state it. I don't think I'm going to. Unless I can find it. Yeah, it's just here. Apple states 8 gigabytes of memory on the Apple thing is better than 16 gigabytes on, or it gives you the same performance as 16 gigabytes on a different. Yeah, it turns out that he states it's apparently, 16 gigabytes on an equivalent PC such as like Windows, right, or Linux. The 8 gigabytes is just as good. Yeah, actually, 8 gigabytes on an M3 MacBook Pro is probably analogous to 16 gigabytes on other systems. We just happen to use it much more efficiently. Dude, I have one thing to fucking respond to that with. They are sipping on the copium. It doesn't matter how efficient your 8 gigabytes is. It can sometimes be better. Like your 8 gigabytes can be more efficient than Windows 8 gigabytes. That does mean that your 8 gigabytes is, better than, the equivalent of Windows 8 gigabytes in terms of usage. In no world can somebody state 8 gigabytes is equivalent to 16 on another system. Regardless, the only time you can state that is if it's like in one extremely niche thing. This is what Apple always does. They'll be like, our thing is better than a 4090 at this one fucking, measurement that means literally nothing in terms of actual performance. They're like, our M2 or whatever is better than a 4090 at this one task. And it was like, if you do literally any task that means anything, even like their own tasks that they state are good. It was just a measuring system that it did better in. But a measuring system doesn't fucking mean actual performance. It just gives you an overview. So a lot of this is just fucking copium, They're just trying to get money, right? Apple fucking fanboys. So no, your 16 gigabytes will be better than fucking Apple's 8 gigabytes. It's a stupid thing to do because, even if your shit's efficient, right? Discord will always, take up fucking Discord's amount of shit. OBS will still take up so much stuff. Like, having all these things, like, you look at how many tabs I have open. It doesn't matter what you want to say, Apple. Having this many tabs, like, if I have my fucking, 40 fucking tabs, you know what I mean? Oh, we've got a lot of tabs open. Oh ho ho. Apple, come on. Can you contend with these many fucking tabs open? Go on, open up fucking whatever I want, right? Let's open up fucking, I don't know, Raid Shadow Legends. I don't know. I don't give a shit what Apple says. Your memory, you only have so many gigabytes of memory. It doesn't matter how efficient your shit is. So maybe some of your programs utilize it efficiently. It's still going to fucking... There's only so much you can do in that regard. Like, you can't get memory out of nothing. Memory, you can't fucking download memory as much as it's a good meme. You can't download memory. You can't get memory out of fucking nothing. So stating that is complete bollocks, pure horseshit, and it's just a fucking lie. Maybe in one or two tasks, like maybe, I don't know, if you have a bunch of their settings compared to Windows settings, then maybe yours is more efficient. It's like, oh my gosh, I should get Operation Lovecraft Fallen Doll, that is quite right. No, but maybe if, you know, their settings might be more efficient, or their Safari might be more efficient than Chrome, or I don't fucking know, right? But no, 8 gigabytes is still fucking 8 gigabytes, okay? You can't make shit pull out of nowhere, okay? That is complete horse shit. Horse shit. Okay? And, okay, similar to those stupid fucking shit that people have been stating, let's go to another one. And I actually had a fucking... I didn't argue, but I was watching one person's video, because I've seen this so fucking much, and it's starting to piss me off. So whenever I see this, I'm starting to, like, go, you know, type out comments and go, this is fucking horse shit, don't listen to him. But nobody fucking will. You're on bandwagons, dude, on literally nothing. So, if you hop onto GTA Hours to Value, and if you read, okay, the best one is Forbes actually has the quotes, right? A lot more quotes than all these other ones. Where's the... Here we go. Here we go. In terms of pricing for any entertainment property, listen to this all, because you see a lot of these videos on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on YouTube in general, on fucking Reddit, on all these things. GTA developer says games should be valued, you know, to things, and that, you know, and now everyone's just like, oh, GTA is going to be $200 too, because they are thinking that, you know, maybe it might be $200, I'm not sure, but none of this states that they're going to be putting at this, and you should actually fucking, instead of, you know, listening to these morons that are bandwagoning on fucking nothing, okay, I want to tell you exactly what the quote is, because I have it right here, okay? They never stated that, and I do personally believe that there should be an amount of value of a product to the, you know, amount of content you have, because I don't believe I could have the best game in the world, but if it's 30 minutes of content, you know, it could be good content. 30 minutes of content for fucking $150 is not worth it, okay? Maybe for you, but I don't see a fucking value in that, dude. That seems like, to me, if I could get something that's even, you know, 5% worse, but I could get like 3 of those items, I'd rather get 3 of those items. I don't see the value. Okay, no game, no, you know, none of these things exist, right, that are a trillion times better and should be worth a trillion times more. I don't, as much as I love The Witcher and I think it's the best fucking game I've ever played, and maybe other people share that view, I don't think The Witcher should be $200, and I probably wouldn't pay $200 for it. But I do agree that there should be, you know, if you make a 30 fucking minute game, I don't think it should be worth the same as a fucking, you know, 100-hour fucking solid title either. Like, you know, I don't think that should be the case. Don't think that's very hot topic-y, but in terms of pricing, listen to this. This is a direct quote. In terms of pricing for any entertainment property, basically the algorithm is the value that of expected entertainment usage, which is to say that the per hour value times of the number of expected hours, plus the terminal value that's perceived by the customer and ownership, if the title is owned or subscribed to. And you'll see that it bears out in every kind of entertainment vehicle, which is true, right? Generally, things that can be utilized for longer, generally, you know, generally more expensive. He was quite right. Okay? If you buy a shit car, for example, which isn't even an entertainment, if you buy a shit car, it's generally going to be priced shit. But if you have a car that's probably going to last a long time and is very good, often those would be, you know, quite more expensive. But in terms of entertainment, that's very much true, right? Yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily anything that I can think of off the top of my head, but that does tend to be true. So yeah, by that standard, our frontline prices are still very, very low. This is the important thing. By that standard, our frontline prices are very, very low because we offer many hours of engagement. The value of engagement is very high. So I think the industry as a whole offers a terrific price to value opportunity for customers. That doesn't necessarily mean the industry has pricing power or wants to have pricing power. However, there is a great deal of value offered. And look, it's our strategy here to deliver much more value than what we charge consumers. It has always been our strategy here. We want to make sure that the experience is first class, and the nature of the experience is not just the quality of what we offer, it's also what you pay for it. Everybody knows that anecdotally. So, that's how we look at it. What the fucking shit are people saying? He is literally saying exactly what people are wanting them to say. In this regards, he's saying games should be, you know, some games are priced terrifically, some games are not priced terrifically, and that he believes that, you know, GTA games are priced terrifically for... How long has GTA 5 been popular for? How much free content is included continuously? Free updates with more content that are included in GTA. They don't increase the price. They're not doing DLCs or anything like that. It's fucking cheap as well for what it is. People are putting so many hours in, you know? There's so much hours that you can put into GTA. He states that, okay? So, what are people wanting? He's not saying that it's going to be $200. He's saying that their focus is making games that are of terrific value, okay? Maybe he puts it up for $200. Maybe. But he's stating that it's going to be terrific value. Everybody's off their fucking rocker and, you know, quoting shit that doesn't fucking exist. Fucking morons. Dude, that pisses me off because he never fucking said that. And people putting words into his mouth. And fucking, it's because they read fucking headlines because people write shitty headlines because clicks. But that's not at all what the fuck he said. So, you know, actually, literally, fuck you guys that are spreading that misinformation. Fuck you guys. That's fucking bullshit, okay? You shouldn't be doing that. Okay? Never said that. On a more different note, I have fucking finally finished my book. I'm on to the next fucking book. The final book. No, Toby. I did it. I finally onto The Witcher final book of the story, per se. This is so fucking funny. Okay, I'm gonna say this shit because although it's technically a spoiler, it doesn't have any value. Hey, that's good to hear, Amy. Done with her assessment, that is, by the way, Ruben. A real shitter, by the way. So I'm glad that you got that one over and done with. Oh, JK. There's more. The group, yeah, the shitty one of that stupid fucking game that I thought was terrible. The group's terrible. The assessment itself is fucking terrible. Shit like that. It's not that it's the assessment's necessarily bad. It's just the way that it's done. Oh, you done with both? Nice, nice, nice. So, yeah. Okay, this is going to be really fucking funny for those of you who have, or, I don't know, funny people. So, in The Witcher, I like reading this. I'm going to, you know, let's see. Oh, if I can fucking... Oh, let's see. I don't know if I'm going to quote anything directly in this, because I don't think I can be bothered. It starts off with Ciri being in a lake, right? She's yada 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 in a lake. She's telling you the story of the final one and shit like that. Yeah, pissing in a lake, literally. No. Anyway. You don't know who she meets? You would never guess. You know who she meets? And this is not a case of, you guys have to know The Witcher. She was naked in the lake, so let's be honest, both you and me would want to be in that lake. You guys would potentially know this. Literally. Do you guys know King Arthur? Of the fucking Round Table? Of fucking Camelot? So, there's this guy, I think, what's his name? Galadin? Galadin? Or is it what's his name? Galadin. Knight of the Round Table. Oh, Galahad. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. This guy meets Ciri in the book. It's so funny. So basically, she travels to Camelot because she can control space time and shit like that, and she can like teleport. She teleports to Cyberpunk. That's part of the story, right? Part of The Witcher, anyway. In terms of the games. So she travels to Cyberpunk, which is also funny. But she travels to a lot of places. One of the places she travels to is fucking Camelot, and she talks to fucking Sir Galahad. It's so funny. Like, it's not like what happens necessarily isn't like anything funny. It's nothing like anything too like stupid, but it's just really comical because it's like so out of like you're just like, like this was the last thing I was expecting. But it's pretty good. So she's telling in the last book she tells Galahad about what happens, and as you can probably fucking see, I'm not far into it, so I don't want to say too much because I don't know what fucking happens, right? Well, I know what happens, but I don't know too much about it. I can't say any details because I haven't fucking read it yet, right? But it's really funny. Second thing, I finally got a new book that from my brother's birthday. Well, no, my birthday that my brother got me that I ordered and he needs to pay me back for. This thing is extremely heavy. The Witcher Omnibus. It's like comics. So as you guys might know, I can show this one. It's pretty sick. It's like comics. It's 4 books, like 4 comic books. There's 5 chapters in each. The first one, yeah, this one's pretty good. It's $50. It comes with 4, and this is like a solid amount of pages. I don't think it says. There's also fucking sick illustrations, which you guys probably can't see because they're reflections. But there's some sick, like there's also like detailed explanations of like some of their original concepts and ideas. So that's really cool. So you can see some like awesome ads. I don't know if you guys can see a lot of this stuff, but you can sort of see the iterations of like adding more detail. I don't think you guys can really see because like compression as well as like a bunch of stuff. But that's really interesting. You can sort of see like their workflow. I don't know if you can see that, but you got the line art, and then you have the everything's in reverse, colored, and then shit like that. So it's really cool. And then there's lots of really sick artwork in here that I think is really cool. Like there's a sketchbook as well. And the artwork in this book is also really cool. It's I don't know how many pages. It's 315 there. When's the next page? There's my estimate would be about 400 odd pages. With 4 books, there's I think maybe 4 or 5 chapters in each book, so it's about 25-ish pages each. So it's really good. The story is really good. Very interesting. The one that I pretty much like a lot like the Ronin one that I had as well, Witcher Ronin. So the one that I was reading about was it's very witchery, and that's what I like. Well, of course it is The Witcher, but it's very the first one in that is effectively about how you've got effectively this guy, and he's just like, oh, my wife died and yada yada, she's turned into a Bruxa, and you gotta help me, stuff like that. I need to escape this forest, yada yada. So you try to escape, well, you being Geralt, I should say. You escape this forest, stuck in a mansion. Oh no, bad things happen at this mansion, yada yada. Anyway, long story short, at the end of it, it turns out that that's not right. Basically, he all made it up as a coping mechanism. He fucking, he would do bad things to the wife in bed, let's put it that way. This shit is tragic. And basically, she hated that then because there was some bad stuff, She found somebody else, cheated on him because he was a fucking moron. A really bad person. Anyway, the guy murders fucking that guy, and then he strangles her to death, and the usual story. And then his coping mechanism was just like, oh, that guy was a monster, and he saved her from the monster and killed the monster, and fucking like it was not a nice scene, after that, and then strangled her to death, and she was effectively dead after that. And she was stuck between, she wasn't a brook, so she was just stuck in between life and death, and she was just like, I need you to kill him, man. This guy's a fucking, you know, shitter. And then she ends up killing him in the end, but very witchery, very good. I liked it. Owl plus ratio is the right response. Take the owl, loser. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. I liked it. I'm intrigued to see how the rest of the ones go. But yeah, I liked it. Let's see. Oh, Ruben, I don't think you're here at the start. Bad news. Did I talk to you about Illogene? I uploaded a video. No, I was talking to you about Illogene, and you said it could be. You said it could. I can't remember what you said. Wait, but I did talk to you about it. Anyway, bad news. There was no Illogene. There was more hints at what Illogene could be, but they didn't say what it was. Basically, to summarize, what they said was it's going to be something that works very hand in hand with what, with game engines, which I said earlier on stream, I think before you were here, is that it really annoyed me, because not actually annoyed me, but in terms of my, you know, trying to figure out what it was, it kind of effectively everything that I had thought of, you know, whether it being Mandelbulb or whether it being fucking, because Mandelbulb is like the closest thing I could think of to illusions in terms of CG VFX shit. And I also thought it could be a renderer, but I don't know anymore, because, you know, is it therefore, like, does it make things? Is Illogene meant to be used to make things, as they say, where it's like, we're meant to go hand in hand, or is it something that streamlines the process of importing things into, or streamlines some processes with game engines? Is it going to be more plugin-y, or is it standalone? Is it going to streamline things, or does it actually make things? Because why state that it's made pretty much directly to work, you know, hand in hand with game engines, if it makes something? All I know, all he's really said was that they'd been wanting to make it for fucking ever since Django Fix was really existent. So, that one really, my brain, dude, has been wrecking what it could be, because then I'm now not thinking of just, oh, it's going to be, you know, for making things. No, now I'm like, this could be for a lot of things. And is it for making things? I don't know what it will be. And all I do know is that Q1, they did say Q1 2024 is going to be insane. They said, I believe they're planning on getting Ember Gen 1.0 fully out by Q1. They plan on, you know, December the 4th, well, 5th for us anyway, probably. Geogen will be releasing, but I'm assuming they have some plans for that. Q1, they'll also have fucking Liquigen Alpha come out. And I would assume maybe Illugen might get some more hints at or something like that. In Q1. So Q1 looks pretty packed. It's looking pretty good. So, interest in that. It's 10 o'clock. I haven't really made anything apart from that short stint in Ember Gen of just fucking around. I also haven't played any games because I've just been talking for fucking 2 hours. I guess I should probably start something. Have I submitted? No. The submission's tomorrow, so I still need to cook, and I have been going to talk. Yes. No, I haven't submitted. I still want to make the most of tomorrow. I spent a bit of time today touching up some of my stuff. I'm only really touching up my light and studies because that's really what I got feedback on. She never gave me feedback on the okay, can I just say, Ruben, this is not going to be a hot topic. This is like horseshit in my opinion. She is just like, so usually, and in the assessment brief, blog post, you have to write a blog post and it's worth 10% of the grade. Now it's upload, you know, shit that you've made in your own time. I spent my own time going over the things because to me, you could make a trillion things, right? But if they're all bad, then that's a trillion bad things. If you make one thing, but you fucking improve it and constantly are working on it to make it better, then that's way more valuable than 20 million fucking shit things. So I spent most of my time outside of class, of what I did outside of class, I should say, improving what I did, not making fucking more shit that, you know, because you've only got so many things. Yeah. I'll have to check you on out then, because see what you did. So the way that I look at it is kind of like, I'll show how I improved my things. I took a lot of pictures of that, obviously to you guys, but I won't show it on stream though, for two reasons. One, because it's your private stuff, and well, also because it's got titties in it, dude. I can't be showing titties on stream. Yeah. I don't know if you can or not do pictures of titties, but just in the case that you can't do, well, not pictures, but drawings of titties. I don't know if you can or not, but to save any issues of that regard, I'm gonna one time in The Witcher. Hey, Amy, don't say that. Okay, YouTube's watching. Going to the progress once a year. Because what did you do for? Oh, okay. You didn't post as many as I thought you would. Okay, but it's also more than just fucking one thing on each thing. Okay, that's interesting. Am I a game dev? I am a game dev, and so is this Rubes Z chap who's also in my thing. So, you know. Okay, that's pretty good, Ruben. That's pretty good. Sorry for having my display turned off. We're just looking at some important information that I can't show on stream. I'll send you through the link if you're interested. It was on the... No, they weren't too bad. And hey, shitty's good because if you haven't posted a bunch of shitty things, then you can show that you made good things. So Adil Studios, check that out. That's our last game that we've produced. Myself with Ruben as well, and a couple other people. So Remy's not here, even though Remy worked on it. I should probably write Remy's name. She can't complain. No, she fucking cannot. I'm gonna write that now, actually, because we've sent it to Remy, because Remy never updated it, even though Remy ran quick, and I think I have his YouTube. Let me see if I can find. He sent me his YouTube channel for something a while ago, so I'll click that into here just to represent the boys. Link. Insert link. Would you learn to be a gamer? Sorry, I missed your message. Yeah, I don't think that was too late. YouTube. Sorry, let me just write this. Insert. Bam, bam. Save that. Where have I learned? A mix of things. So I originally started a couple years ago back in high school, year 11. I don't know if you guys have, you know, years. And I understand that, especially if you're older, then maybe you guys weren't in grades or something like that, like grade 5 or whatever the fuck they did back then. But yeah. So for the last 3 years of high school, been doing, you know, game dev. That's obviously very hobbyist shit because, you know, you're in high school, you never learn. I don't think they would ever teach fucking actual fucking good quality shit there, regardless of what school you're in. Worth it regardless. That's where I started off. That's what pushed me into games, game development, I should say. Then I did 2 diplomas that were outside of game development, and that was like a break from game development. But those were, I took those 2 diplomas as like 3D and animation, that sort of stuff, right? So it's 3D production and animation, were my 2 diplomas, and those were both leading towards game development. They were prerequisites for one course which got fucking cancelled. Bullshit. So I'm in a different college now, and so why don't you make more? Because for multiple reasons. I do have one game on Android, but it's a lot more difficult, as Ruben mentions. How? I will show you, right? Game Maker. Let me show you one that I worked on earlier on in the year, in Game Maker. First off, not all engines support iOS and Android exports, okay? I do want to preface that. So, not everything you can do that. But also, look at how easy this is. If I go onto my character, OBJ player, I look into step event. This here is the code required to make my character move. All it is. Making code, especially in Game Maker, but even like Unity, Unreal, anything like that, which we've done. I've done a Unity game for Android, I believe, Breakout. This game, as you'll see, APK. Yeah, so Android stated there. You could use Unity. You can. It's a whole lot fucking harder to make controls, and then you have to do a lot more. So, optimization. The optimization of an Android game is obviously the performance of a computer compared to a phone is a lot worse, so you're heavily restricted in regards to making the scene look good. It's a lot more work because you have to bake lighting. You sometimes can't have lighting. You have to just have, default global illumination. You have to do a lot of stuff in that regard. So it's a lot more. It's a lot harder. Also, arguably, you're gonna get more people, but also I would also disagree with that as this point here. If we go into Breakout and Analytics, 13 downloads, 59 views. I have other games that will have more than that. I don't know what fucking does. I'm guessing, 20 views, 20 downloads, 93 views. This is, a PC game. I'm not sure about these other ones. Oopsies, wrong one. Analytics, 42 views, 6 downloads. Analytics, 20 downloads, 96 views. 9 downloads, 54. So, these are already 2 of these are higher than Breakout. And is Breakout the best game? No, but bear in mind I worked on this with a friend for about half a year, whereas this one was a 5-week project with 4 other individuals, and it was their second time using the Game Maker, so the thing, they didn't use the language really. And the game's just fundamentally a heap better and a lot more advanced. So the reason for it is it's a whole lot easier. You can focus on actually making the game good. If we made the game in Android or iOS or whatever, it would have like so little features in comparison, stuff like that. Yeah. Also, you have to work on small screens, so everything has to be a lot better laid out. Because you can't just directly plug and play. Shit's not as simple. So I don't know. Maybe you've done game dev as well, and maybe that. Yeah, if you haven't done game dev, I would therefore be stating it's a lot harder, and it's one of those things where it's like, game engines don't necessarily, there's no easy way of doing it. Like, it takes set amount of time, you have to have set amount of knowledge. Like, for example, I've watched about 4 or 5 tutorials. I've watched more than 5 tutorials. I've directly followed 5 tutorials, I should say. I probably watched about 10 tutorials. I've directly followed 5 tutorials, which means that there should be no issues on how to get saving and loading working in this game that I made. It's an idle game, right? You leave, you can get points. It doubles how many fucking points you collect. You close, relaunch it. No fucking points, okay? And the thing is if I go, you know, Windows R, I open app data, we open, I believe it is roaming in this, or maybe it is still local. I would usually go to local, but I remember this one was a little bit iffy, so maybe it is still local though. And it will be under idle, idle game. Save. So it is saved, and the last time I can't remember what I had, yeah. So it will save, so if I go, this is 0 points. If I believe, go here, 60 points, 70 points I should say, leave, it saves 70 points. So I have the saving working. Implementing it doesn't work. I followed it to the T. I'm going to have to change it up and figure it out myself. And it's the same case of, if you're going to have to be following tutorials and then the tutorials don't fucking give you the result you're looking for, then you are fucking shit out of luck, like I am, because I've watched fucking 5 of them and none of them work. I've searched up on, you know, Reddit, I've searched up on Game Maker Community, I've searched up on all these things. No fucking results either. It seems like it's a really iffy topic, in regards to just saving and loading seems to only work if you're doing the exact same thing, and if you're not doing the exact same thing, then it isn't necessarily going to work. So, yeah, my point being is, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be, there's just a lot more to it than that, and it's not easy to do. And I wouldn't look at it as something that you can just up and play. And it doesn't guarantee more downloads and more shit like that. So, there is arguably more people that can play it, but that doesn't necessarily mean more people will play it. I guess this is what I'm saying there. Marketing, yeah. You need marketing. And marketing is something that I'm not willing to... Marketing is something that at this point in time I'm not, willing to do. But let's just say Ruben and I have ideas for things that we will not mention. Secret for now. But yeah, so that's a bit of a rant on that. There's a couple projects. I guess I'll open you guys to the ideas behind some things I have planned. Some of these are not going to get done. Some of these are going to get done. What's some videos? Yes, that's an interesting video. But some things I have planned to do. I think I might scrap this parkour archery game and grapple hook, yada yada, will run. This is me just kind of giving keywords. Try to make a graphics engine, not happening. I've completely scrapped that idea. I think I was interested in at least following a YouTube tutorial, and I'd follow one for like a couple hours, right? If there was one. The issue, there's no fucking tutorials on how to make a graphics engine, so not happening because I'm not studying on how to. I just thought it would be something cool to do, just as like a fucking fun project over the holidays. Not happening because I'm not fucking doing one and having to learn how to code one myself, as there's no fucking tutorials. This one I probably will do, making a cool X from Lord of the Rings, and it's just showing that I can, get reference images and I can make things. So that's just going to be cool, I reckon, and that's what I was planning on doing today on stream until I started ranting. Make an idle game. As you already saw, I've already made a relatively not successful is not the thing, but I've had good succession with it. I've pretty much feature completed it outside of the saves, and the only reason I've stopped it is because I haven't had the time to figure out saves. I talked to Remy a little bit about it, but his things were quite broad in his explanations. But I've got points. It goes up by 10 each time. If you get this, you buy that. No, it is. That's right. It gives you double points each time. So, I believe it goes. I can't remember how it goes up. What does it go by? At least I can do this. So, each time I click, it's 10 points. So let me go up to. Oops. Here, 10, 22. Oh, yeah, so it gives you an extra 2 points each click. I can't remember if that's planned or not. Also, I've space to click and everything, and it plays the animation right. Don't ask, that was a tricky thing to add. not a tricky thing, it was easy, but it was just making sure it was right, because I had to do some things that were different. Then I have this, which constantly gives you points over time. So I have power-ups, and I have fucking shit, and it all works. As different stages and stuff like that. So this was like me saying, how much can I write off like the top of my head effectively, and accessing past projects without watching a single tutorial. And then saves happened, and I had to fucking search shit up, and that's where I got pissed off, because shit doesn't fucking work. But all this was like off the top of my head, really. I hadn't done anything like this, of course, before, because it's completely different, but it's very simple code. It's just, if points equals less than 100, then it sets the image to be 0. If you have equal to or over 100 points, then you have red. There should technically be 99. That's interesting. That's really bad, but anyway. If you have that, then it sets it to 1, which is technically fine because of the order of things, but still. And if you have that many points and you click and if position meeting, so you're like hovering over it, and then you've mouse buttoned it, so you've clicked it, which I don't know if you need to do that. Oh no, you do need to do that because I code the thing here. So it sets the image to 2, it gives you the power up, and then it decreases the points on the cost, and the cost is 100 points. And then I have a failsafe here, so if you have that, if you have your power up is set to 1, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, it's still going to be 2. So it means, I think, if I remove, for example, this, I'm not sure if this is going to work. There's something that I should test, because I never tested it because I was thinking forward anyway. If I click this, yeah, it goes fucky. Click it, and it fucks everything up. So you need this. This just means that if it's set to 1, it's always going to exist. So yeah, it was important that I did that. My failsafe is luckily saving me. So you could write it better, but I'm not a coder here. So I'm getting a sore throat though. I actually might end stream now, because I'm tired. It's 10:30. I'm gonna be waking up sort of early. To finish off my assessment. One thing I might say is I plan to work on this. I've stumbled across splendartist.org a while ago, a couple times. Anyway, I re-stumbled across it, and turns out they have, what's this? October. Oh, is this September? What's this? They're interesting. Sword Team, I'm guessing September, yeah. Oh, this is collection. So I'm guessing it's making a sword each day of September. That's really cool. This guy's done some fucking insane shit. Like, I don't think these are necessarily particularly overly complex, some of these. Some of these are, but some of these aren't. Like, this one probably wouldn't be too bad to make, actually. But, like, it's just done really, really well, so. And stuff like this would be fucking asked to do, so. I think I could do it, but probably not as good, because I've never really tried to do anything like this. Very stylized, very nice looking. That's interesting, but not what I was trying to say. So here they have like a week-long challenges. So their last challenges was Wizard. Anyway, no. Where is their latest one? I don't know if they're... Here we go, weekend challenges. So their last one... Is this it? 24th? 4... Oh, fuck, this is this week's one that I've missed. Oh, entry closes on Tuesday. And oh yes, there's weekend. Yeah, so you got 4 days studying. And money inside. Hey yo, how's it going, Chief? Not completing pure, just a quick dad joke. So the goal. Oh, this one I might not do. I was planning on doing one of these just for fun, but maybe not. Maybe not this one. There are 2 main goals for these contests: fun and glory. Fun, you get 4 days to create a cool image. Glory, after 2 days of voting, a weekend, a winner is declared. Yada yada, and the money inside. No, the dad joke of money inside. Ooh. Do I do it? Do I not? I'd pretty much have probably one day that I'd want to work on it. Money inside. You gotta think of an idea. The last one was wizards, and that one was pretty good. So it was Wizard Tower. When I looked at these, there was one of them that was good. I really liked. So these are non-competing though. This one was really good. So you mean you wouldn't have much to do anyway? Oh yeah, shit. No, not tomorrow. I meant weekend, Saturday. I meant. I always get the days mixed up. This one was really good. I'm surprised that this one didn't get more points, but I guess it's non-competing, so that makes sense. So one that won was this, and I feel like I could make this pretty easily. Outside of maybe the dragon would be a little bit goofy for me to make, because it's not something I could do. But the Wizard Tower looks pretty damn simple. And a lot of these looked relatively simple. Especially like stuff like that. And that's not me shitting on people's work, but more in the sense of, I mean, this one's not bad. It's just high detailed image. So it's obviously an HDRI. So like Attack on Titan kind of thing. Yeah, a lot of these were pretty straightforward, simple. This one won. So it kind of made me think, oh, maybe I could try again and see what I could do. I mean, you only have a couple days to work on it, so I understand that it's pretty tricky to get a good result out of it, but potentially. I would assume that this is fucking AI. That looks very AI-y. Or maybe not AI. Maybe not. It's just got a really fucking weird design onto it. I mean, this one probably wouldn't be too hard to make in the program. I just don't know why the fuck it's got some weird shit going around it. And these ones, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This one looked really good though. So, code template. I'm guessing that was, yeah. What's the one that won? Code template. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it wasn't the hat. This one got second, I believe. It was this one that got first. It was this one, sorry. So, maybe I just do like a fancy chest or something. I'm not sure. But it looks like something fun. It's just a fun thing. Maybe you win, maybe you don't win. Fucking tough luck, right? But it's just a fun thing to do. So, maybe I end up doing it. This is pretty cool looking. There's not many people who are doing it. It seems pretty fun. Nothing. It doesn't look like it's a very overly sweaty thing. If it was overly sweaty, then I probably wouldn't try. But maybe for this, I might. Either that, or I just work on my other shit that I want to. Anyhow, it's been an hour and a quarter, and it's about 10:30, and I usually like going to sleep these days around here just to feel nice and relaxed. So yeah, I'm probably going to end it here, because my throat, jeez. I feel very sore on the throat, and it's just because I've been talking for a while. Yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Hope you guys all having a good one. Well, have a good one today. Have a good one, tonight, maybe, I will probably catch you guys tomorrow, for tomorrow's stream, where I will do something and not just talk, but hopefully you guys have still been entertained, throughout my talking and ramblings. I'm going to check out your video though, Amy, because I'm interested in that. Seeing how that goes. But otherwise, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Message me if you got anything you want to chat about. But otherwise, you know, if you want to leave it till next stream, then I'd be interested in chatting to you guys about shit next stream as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Same time. See you, well, maybe earlier though. Today was fucking hours late, dude. But yeah, have a good one. See you. Catch you. Bye-bye.